Here.
Representative South.
Here.
Representative Hall. Representative Blackshire.
Here.
Representative Bracy.
Here.
Representative Easterbrook. Representative Kitchens.
Here.
Representative Lamb.
Here.
Representative Lee.
Here.
Representative McCampbell. Representative Mooney. Representative Sorrells.
Here.
Representative Sells. Representative Warren. Representative Witt.
Here.
10, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Harper. And I will take a moment of personal privilege, and certainly our thoughts and prayers continue to be with Brett Easterbrook, having a very serious surgery today, open heart surgery. It's supposed to be just a test and turned into a surgery, so certainly our thoughts are with our Brett Easterbrook. First bill on the calendar, Ms. Harper.
House Bill 465, appropriations, supplemental appropriations from the opioid treatment and abatement fund for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2023.
Thank you, Ms. Harper. HB 465 is the first allocation related to the opioid settlement funds. We're allocating $10 million, and this was a decision made with the budget chairs and the executive office based on a lot of the providers coming forth, asking about the funding, certainly needing to get that money to boots on the ground organizations that are serving both the prevention and the treatment of opioids. The first $1.5 million will go to continue a current pilot project in prison systems or on our inmates that are within 2 years of parole, and then extend that vaccination process within the first 2 years of their probation and parole time frame. The remainder, $8.5 million, will be available for grants through the Department of Mental Health, and we will be working on the verbiage of how they seek those grants. And I know we've been getting some calls from some agencies wanting to be attached and identified in that, and certainly my Senate Chairman Greg Albritton is on the front row here, and we have met several times and worked on this. We certainly believe that the current language and the language that we're working on does not eliminate any organization to seek these grants of 8.5. So with that, I'll answer any questions from the committee.
Make a motion to adopt.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This money is designated only for opioid addiction, or will it be used for, see, in my area, I don't have the opioids. I got the crack and the cocaine, and the addictions are addictions. So my thing, can this money be used for other treatments than the opioid?
So the
Okay.
qualified providers that do this prevention and treatment, that's for any addiction. So yes,
Okay.
it would roll over and touch other
Thank you.
drugs. Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Wait.
Oh,
Yep, yep.
For the amendment.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
Representative
members, if you'll just quickly look at page 2, we're actually adding one word to the amendment. It is opioid prevention, treatment, medication, and services to individuals, and we're adding the word prevention.
Thank you, Representative
amended.
Witt. And that brings the language more in line with the opioid verbiage related to their recommendations. So we're on we've got a motion and a second on the amendment. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The amendment is adopted, and we're back on the House bill.
I'll make a motion to give the bill a favorable report as amended.
Second.
So moved and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Receives a favorable report. Next bill, Ms. Harper.
House Bill 435, compensation of election officials to increase the compensation of poll workers.
Representative Lomax, welcome.
Chairman, thanks for having me, and I notice you have a lot of absentees, so if you need me to sit in on this committee and vote on this
Right.
bill, I'll be happy to. But this bill, HB 435, would increase the pay for poll workers modestly. This is something that is very needed. It's needed across our country. The U.S. elections jurisdiction has done a review, and they've said that over 70 different jurisdictions across the United States are having trouble with recruiting and retaining poll workers. That's up from 46% in the year 2008, so it's a large issue. A lot of these people are over the age of 61. This would raise the pay up to $125 for an inspector and $150 for a clerk, respectively, and would help them pay for their 14 to 16-hour days.
Thank you, Representative. Any questions? Representative Campbell?
And this is a serious question, Representative. We're increasing the pay, and I understand we need to, and I'm truly in favor of that. But we also need to look at security for these people at the polling places as well as other places. So one of the things I'd like for you to consider as we move forward with this is how we're going to secure those places and the safety of the people that are willing to put their lives on the line to come out here and do this. Thank
Right.
you.
Thank you for bringing that up. Take that under consideration.
Have a motion, second. Representative Kyle, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Bill receives a favorable
Thank you,
report.
committee.
Thanks, sir. Next bill, Ms. Harper.
Senate Bill 184, Department of Corrections to provide that the department may expend funds to further the mission of the department.
Chairman Albritton, welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, committee.
Good afternoon.
This is a agency bill that comes forward that simply allows the department to expend monies for recruitment materials, training law enforcement officers and support staff, and educating the public and promoting the department's mission. Now, that's basically it and what we passed through the Senate. Since then, the department has had further review, and I think we have an amendment or a sub. Is that right? A sub? I don't have a copy of that, but I've seen it. Is someone like to offer that? I would appreciate an offering.
I will offer, just make a motion to offer the sub.
Have a motion, second, to offer the sub. All in favor? Say aye. Aye. Opposed? The sub is on the table.
And now you have copies of that, and I would entertain any questions or anything on this very short and most expeditious bill.
Any questions from the members? Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Your bill receives a favorable report.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thanks,
your
sir.
cooperation and help.
Next bill, Ms. Harper.
House Bill 389, 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, Alabama Crisis System of Care created, Department of Mental Health authorized to administer system and adopt rules, Alabama 988 Crisis Care Fund created, collection of surcharges provided for, 988 Commission created.
Thank you, Ms. Harper. And let me say before I take action on this bill, to our mental health professionals on the second row over there, we appreciate the work you continue to do on this legislation. I think at last count, and I may be off a day, but I think we had some 18 amendments, and that was from the hard work you've done working with the associations. I think we've had 11 or 12 associations now get on board with the bill. Even if I may make a comment for those that weren't here last week, I don't know that we really had any direct words against the 988 program or the crisis centers and the care that's given there in the future where we need to be with crisis centers. So we'll continue to work on this bill. And again, thank you for what you've already done. And we'll carry this bill over today at the call of the chair. Next bill, Ms. Harper.
Senate Bill 197, public benefits agencies required to consult with department examiners of public accounts before processing claims.
Is Senator Orr here? Chairman Garrett?
Good afternoon, committee. Yeah, this is a bill for Senator Orr, and what this basically requires would be that any group that agency that processes benefits to individuals be required to contact the public examiner's office to get their input to make sure they have systems in place to avoid fraudulent payments. This arose from an audit they conducted from October of 20 to September 22 from the Department of Labor. And during that time period, the audit revealed there were almost 25,000 benefit payments that were over $5 million made to incarcerated individuals. And the unemployment laws would have required that these persons be available for work. So that was one thing. There was 302 deceased claimants received 6,345 unemployment compensation benefits that were over about $1.5 million. Then there were also a number of duplicate addresses made to payments made to addresses that were out of state. In their audit, the examiners actually just went through and looked at the processes they used to verify these payments that they're making, and they determined that they were not using some processes that were just up to date or were adequate. The Department of Labor has identified several other sources of software programs. Do Not Pay, Google, LexisNexis, Accurate for Government. These are all things that are available that will address the concerns and the gaps in the procedures that they have. So all this bill does is require that agencies, upon passage of this legislation, contact public examiners to let them take a look at the software they're using to determine who they're making the payments to, and just make sure it's adequate.
Thank you, Chairman. Questions? Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The bill receives a favorable report. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mitty.
And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
So moved.
Second. Yay.
Oh,